Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers brought to you by Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water. Chris McGee, Robert Horry, James Worthy, Mike Bresnahan. We got Allie and Trudell in Dallas. Lakers win, and for the first time since 2020, the Lakers are in the playoffs. We will all be chilling, stress-free during the play-in tournament. They are 1 win away from securing the 3 seed and having home court advantage for the first time since 2012 in the playoffs. But tonight is about Luka Doncic returning to Dallas for the first time, the place that he called home, the only place he thought he would ever play in the NBA, traded to the Lakers in February. An emotional return, a tearful tribute to Luka before the game. And how did he respond? With 14 in the first quarter, 17 in the second for 31.5, James. He ended up with 45 points. And what a scene there at the end with the crowd chanting for him, his teammates mobbing him. Pretty special night.
Yeah, I mean, look, no place like home. And it feels like Luka went back home to Dallas where he spent 7 years. And I'm kind of glad this is behind him now. I know that it was a big emotional trade. He played the game in Los Angeles against Dallas and then going home. It felt like they were presenting championship rings, with Luka tonight. But that just shows you how much they miss him and how much they love the guy. I mean, he was everything they ever had since Dirk and that championship team. So yeah, and he seemed like he was poised during the tribute. He kind of looked like he was about to drop a tear maybe. But he was poised when the game started, and boy, he carried them completely, in the first half, and then came back after Dallas kind of made their comeback and then took over again and closed them out.
Robin Brez, I'm impressed with your patience. Hold it for a little longer. Let's go back to Dallas. LeBron is with Mike Trudell.
All right, LeBron, JJ said before the game the message was basically, we got your back to Luka. You guys are certainly able to do that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We knew the environment we was getting ourselves into. We know how emotionally draining and how emotionally fulfilling it was going to be for Luka. So, for us to be here tonight and to support him in this moment, big time for us.
You've been through it all, literally, in your 22 years. How did you gauge kind of what you wanted to do as a leader tonight in terms of spreading things around, but then attacking in the fourth and also being there for Luka?
Whatever it takes for us to close this game. We understand we still got, a lot at stake, and, we had a tough loss last night in Oklahoma City. So, we really wanted this one, not only for Luka, but for us as a team, for us to continue to get better with what we want to do.
Heard you talking to Steve Nash on your podcast about kind of taking care of your body at this stage. How do you get it to the point where you can attack the rim like that in the fourth quarter in year 22?
I just will. Dedication to my craft, putting the time in on my body, just always staying in the present. I'm always in the moment and not thinking about what happened yesterday or thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. Just staying in the present and living in the moment. So I'm happy that my teammates give me the confidence and the belief to go out and do what I want to do and do what I love to do. So it's all about those guys, too.
Last one for you. In the stands, you got Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry. I know you're a big NFL guy.
Yeah.
You get a chance to kind of say hello and think about the football.
Absolutely, both of them. Obviously, Pat Mahomes is, the best player in football, what football has today. Arguably one of the greatest ever played, even right now, where he's still young. And I've said over and over that King Henry is my favorite player in the National Football League. So it's great to have those guys in attendance and for us to be able to put on a performance in front of them like that.
All right, go get some rest. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
All right, there's LeBron James, who had an incredible second half. He ended up with 27 points. But, Rob, Brez, I want to get you guys in on Luka Doncic and this return and just how he performed, especially in that first half. Rob, with everything going on, it just says a lot about that young man.
It says a lot about how he's able to control his emotions. You saw him hitting himself in the head, like, get it out. It's a play a game. And for me, I was really impressed how he came out and controlled the game. He didn't try to, even though he had 31 in the first, I was like, how many points he got? Because it didn't seem like that. He got a lot of guys involved. He was just penetrating. He was just doing Luka-like things. And I really love what Dorian Finney-Smith was doing for him to allow him to get those easy buckets, that little pop screen that he was doing in the paint. And I think what was best for Luka, his first shot wasn't a three. His first shot was a bucket in the paint.
That little 6-footer.
Yeah, once he saw that go down, it's like, Because getting that first basket, an emotional return, is always the hardest basket. But he did the smart thing, got an easy basket, and from there it was lights out.
He had a lot of layups tonight, actually. You're right. Those screens from Vando and from Dorian Finney-Smith. Press, jump on in.
Yeah, I liked Luka a lot in the restricted area tonight. Not afraid to attack, not afraid to try to get the easy twos instead of all these threes he's been lighting lately. Guys, I don't remember ever seeing a player so emotional in a return home game. I mean, Luka had to keep dabbing his eyes, used a towel a couple times to really just try to clear his mind. Like you said, Rob, wrapped himself on the head with his fist, anything to try to get ready for the game. You know, you guys have seen people, your teammates and stuff, come back for return games. This one, I think, took the cake for the most emotional response ever. This really hit Luka hard. And then he went out and drilled him by getting close to 50. That was an incredible performance by him.
This one was so much different because he wasn't leaving in free agency after 9 years. This was him being traded at the prime. And, I mean, just right there, the team around him, the crowd chanting Luka, Luka Boombaye. They're doing the whole Muhammad Ali thing. I mean, that was awesome. All right, prior to the game, Luka Doncic was given a tribute video by the Mavericks. Here he is being introduced as a member of the Lakers for the very first time in front of the fans in Dallas.
In his 7th season from Slovenia, number 77, Luka Doncic.
There were a lot of tears. Luka had them, the crowd had them, and the game hadn't even tipped off yet. Here's AD, LeBron, great friend. Incredible. 112-97. Luka with 45, LeBron 27, and Rui, who did not play last night, 15 on 5 of 10, 3 of 7 from 3. Lakers shoot 47% from the field, 12 of 36 from 3. Let's hear from J.J. Redick. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
JJ, I know you said before the game that the message was, you know, kind of, we've got your back, Luka, but how impressed were you with how he played throughout the night and kind of what he was able to accomplish?
Let me start by saying the moment with the tribute video and him sitting by himself and getting to actually live that and live in the moment and allowing himself to be vulnerable and his teammates supporting. Some of his teammates got emotional. Some of the coaches got emotional. It was a beautiful moment. I thought the video was great, but I think just his ability to then go perform, lights turn on, he's teary-eyed still as we walk out on the court for the tip ball. To have the emotional resolve to then go put on that kind of performance, it's superhuman. And I think all his teammates know that too. Because I think all his teammates can empathize with what he just went through over the last couple months. And maybe some anticipation, maybe some dread, but certainly a ton of emotions about tonight. And then he went and did that. It's big time. And, you know, he led us. I thought LeBron in the second half, the amount of energy that he expended on the second night of a back-to-back on both ends of the court. Teach tape stuff. He led our defense again. We challenged the guys at halftime. And I had a 40-point second half. You know, we had a small little blip there to start the fourth quarter. But our guys certainly had Luka's back, and he had his teammates back for sure.
And just to follow up on Luka, you know, as a former teammate, and then you spent years watching him. He's known to rise to big moments, I suppose it's fair to say. But to be able to do it on top of the emotional setting, is that kind of a different level?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to get 50. You know, I was disappointed.
So we let you down. Obviously, there was a lot of benefits probably for Luka moving on from this, having this, being able to put this behind him. But I'm curious though about what you feel like. You mentioned kind of his teammates being able to live that moment with him. When he came off the court, I don't know if you noticed it in the fourth, the embraces he got, particularly the one he got from LeBron as he walked off the court in the fourth quarter. Like, what can this do for your group as you guys are going to, you know, you're a couple games away from like really getting tested in ways that, you know, teams that are put together this quickly, you know, haven't always done very well with?
It can bring you together. It can bring you closer. You never know. The NBA is a fickle thing. Greg and I were talking as that moment was happening, both kind of fighting back some emotions. And, you know, Greg said to me, this is going to be awesome for our group to go through this with him and for him to go through this with them. Does that mean we're going to win an NBA championship or get to the conference? I don't know. But it was an awesome moment for everyone.
When he started rolling in the first quarter, hits the three in front of your guys' bench, tacked on a couple more threes that quarter. What was the feeling? Was there like a palpable kind of momentum? And did you feel in Luka at all an ease or any sort of comfort having gotten over the initial wave of what the night was going to be about and then getting into the basketball?
Yeah, I thought making some early shots, not getting off to a slow start, and then all of a sudden having to press later. It just he got into the rhythm early, and you know, outside of that stretch in the second half where they were double teaming him, he never really lost that rhythm and just made the right decision and was able to score versus nearly every coverage.
To the team perspective, you've spoken about the goal was to make the playoffs outright, avoid the play-in. I know you guys still have more work to do, but you guaranteed that for yourselves. Your first time experiencing that as a coach, just how does it feel, and what you guys told the group from that standpoint post-game? If you're able to address it after the emotion.
We did. Tonight. I mean, we there's a few things that we talked about as a group, but we were told we were in.
Oh, no, I was.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think it's an accomplishment. Truthfully, it is. If you look at the Western Conference this year, it's an accomplishment to be in the playoffs. We want the third seed, and we have two more cracks to guarantee that spot. For me as a coach, I don't know. I'm thinking about the third seed, to be honest with you. So I mean, it's a cool moment to share when we found out, you know, with the staff, but we want more.
We're down to the final two games of the regular season. The Lakers host the Rockets on Friday night. Tip-offs at 7:30 here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Our pregame coverage starts at 6:30. Luka got
on flush. I think Vanderbilt had 2 steals tonight.
It was a little Vince Scully. Ferguson with a better arm. He got it. Okay. LeBron scored 13 of his 27 points in the fourth. Let's go inside the Laker locker room. He's with Allie.
Ron, can you just take us back to the moment, obviously, from the very beginning and just the emotions from the tribute video with Luka all the way to the end?
Super dope. Super happy to be a part of that moment. Obviously, you saw the emotions on Luka's face. You know, it was great. That was an unbelievable moment. Something I probably would never forget, to be a part of that moment. And you know, the kid had 7 amazing seasons here. I mean, he was from a kid to, you know, a man, and you know, for all those moments, just you know, it's all come together today, and just you know, it's pretty cool.
I just saw him tell Lisa Salters that after he watched the tribute video, he thought to himself, "There's no way I could play this game." From that emotion to delivering the performance he did.
He did that. You can call that an out-of-body experience then, because he was locked in from start to finish.
You get to play with this guy, the playoffs starting in a week or so. What does having Luka Doncic on the team mean for the Lakers' possibilities this postseason?
I mean, he's battle-tested. He's been in big moments. He's played in big moments throughout his whole career. literally less than a year removed from the NBA Finals. So he knows what to expect, and that's great to have, that going into the postseason when you have guys that's been battle tested, and he's special with it. So that's always a good feeling.
Was this like a battle tested moment for the entire group, though, to come in here, win it, have him feel that support? You guys were all chanting Luka on the bench when he checked out.
No, for sure. I mean, that was our only concern, is for us to support him, and be there for him in whatever fashion or whatever way we could be throughout the whole entire game. So that was our only motto, our only motive, our only thought process. Everything was to make sure that we was there for him in any way, shape, or form.
From a team perspective, you guys did clinch a playoff spot with tonight's victory. It's been a while since you guys got to the postseason without the play-in tournament. How important is that for this group specifically, especially with all you guys have been through this season, physically?
It's very important. You get that week off. Being a part of the play-in, I think the last couple of years, you just, anything can happen. So for us to know that we top 6, I mean, in the format that it is right now, anytime you get some rest, I speak for myself. Anytime I can get a week off from not playing ball, I'll take it.
LeBron, the emotions of Luka, of course, would overshadow everything. This was your first game against AD, who was a teammate of yours for a long time. What was that like for you to go against him?
Different. Obviously we had our own emotions built into it. So it was just different. I think that's the first time we played together since 19, I believe. When he was in New Orleans. It was my second year? Well, I don't know. I've been here for a minute now, but just different, man. And, it's definitely, I ain't got comfortable yet with him being on the other side, for sure.
When we walked by the locker room, we heard a lot of celebration. What was the celebration like when Luka came back in the locker room after this performance tonight?
Like I just said, we've been here for him in whatever shape, any capacity we could be tonight. And it started from the moment we all walked into this arena tonight to the moment he walked into the locker room. So we're just happy to be a part of his journey.
What was the moment with you, Luka, and I believe Austin on his putback dunk?
Austin's putback? That was crazy. That was crazy for sure. Oh, we love that. We love that.
Hey. Speaking of crazy plays, can you take us through the Harlem Globetrotter, whatever that was?
I don't know. I have no idea what the hell that was. But it started with a behind-the-back pass to Rui that was out, and Rui saved it to me. Then I tried to throw it to AR, and AR took a 3. I saw the shot clock going down, so I was hoping I could just flip it up and hit the rim and air ball. And thank goodness the game. Just get me out of the game. I'm doing too much. Get me out of the game.
Little big picture. You have an extensive relationship with AD. His first Olympics, he's playing with pretty much all future Hall of Famers. What do you think that moment did for him and that experience did for him?
I mean, I think it just set the tone for his career. To be around all of us in 12, and for him to have that moment fresh out from Player of the Year in the college, national champion, doing what he did, and then be able to practice with us every day, ride the buses, ride the planes with us every day. When we was blowing teams out, he got his moments in the game. I think it's just, I think it was the perfect send off into his career and why he is who he is today. Part of it, I think he learned so much from all of us, and that's why he's top 75 all time and Hall of Famer, champion. The accolades is out of this world. So he's a special talent and a better person. Appreciate it.
Luka with 45 in his return to Dallas. Lakers.
His moves, but he just got so many. His bag is deep.
Deep. Mm-hmm. A night Luka will never forget. 45 points in his return to Dallas. He's speaking with Mike in the media.
Luka, how did you go from the emotions of the video and the fans and the reception and everything to then, playing the way that you played?
Good question. I don't really know. Like I said, post-game interview, after that video, I was like, there's no way I'm playing this game, It was so many emotions, and, I just went out there and just played basketball.
When you checked out, or there was a timeout, I guess, before you checked out, you had 45 points, come to the bench, some of the fans in the arena are chanting Luka, and your Laker teammates are jumping up and down and chanting it too. What was that moment like for you, and how do you think this was an eventful day for the Lakers as a team and you being a part of them?
Big time, because they all had my back. That's what we talked about before the game, and everybody had my back, from coaches to players. And, we're trying to build something special here, and that was really, really, really nice to see.
I know we talked about this last night a little bit. You said, you knew it was going to be an emotional night, but you weren't fully sure what to expect. I guess when you woke up this morning, even got to the arena, more so even pregame, like what were you feeling as you walk through this arena for the first time in a while, as you see these faces? Like what were you feeling in those moments specifically?
Well, it was a little bit of both, happy and angry, but it's nice to see some familiar faces here. I spent a lot of times with them. But like you said, it was a lot of emotions. When I woke up, I was tired. I didn't sleep much. I was excited about this game, and I really appreciate the fans, the way they reacted to me.
Luka, what was the exhale like after? The exhale, was there a sigh of relief or exhaustion from you after tonight to be able to put this back?
I'm tired. But I'm happy. I'm happy it's over. Now I can get some sleep finally. But like I said, it was an amazing experience. Like I said, the fans, the way they accepted me, cheered for me, it was just unbelievable.
Luka, you had that moment after you checked out where you got a standing ovation from the crowd, you got a standing ovation from the bench, and then you sat down and you were surrounded by everyone standing. What was going through your head there when you kind of sat by yourself for like 30 seconds?
Honestly, I don't really know. I wasn't even thinking. I was just happy. I wasn't really thinking. I'm sorry, I don't know what to say, because I wasn't really thinking. I was just saying there, it's over, we won, and I had a great time.
Luka, Dave alluded to this a little bit, but not just tonight's win, but beating OKC in the way that you did, hanging in the second game. What kind of collective confidence does this give you guys? As you still need one win to secure the 3 seed, but what confidence does it give you as you approach the playoffs?
I mean, first of all, it's a big time that we clinched playoff spot. It's a big time. You don't want to play in. You get some rest. But obviously, we won the 3rd seed, and we're gonna go after it for sure.
Luka, if you can explain in Spanish, si nos puedes hablar en español un poco qué pasaba por tu cabeza cuando has estado viendo el vídeo, cuando te has emocionado, y bueno, un poco si este partido, quizás ya que haya pasado, es un poco una liberación para ti, para ya centrarte en lo importante.
Sí, bueno, ha pasado muchas cosas por mi cabeza. Creo que muchas emociones, he vivido momentos increíbles aquí. Vine aquí con 18 años, no sabía lo que esperar. Entonces me hiciera como una casa aquí, mi segunda casa. Y bueno, han sido muchas emociones. Y bueno, era un partido que siempre lo veía adelante y por fin se ha acabado. Y ahora hay que seguir adelante.
Sí, es una liberación.
Sí.
Luka, specifically, during that pregame video, what were some of the moments that made you most emotional? Was there anything in particular that really stuck out to you as you kind of looked back at sort of, your basketball career in America kind of compressed into 2 minutes?
I mean, all of it for sure, but I'll probably say that the shot in the finals of the conference finals, we were always the underdog in every series. So the way we came together and played together, it was just another level, and everybody was locked in, and I would say that was the moment when I remember last year.
Luka, there was a lot of moments there with your former teammates. You had exchanges, you had embraces. What was that like for you personally, just given everything you just mentioned? You've been through with them, and then I saw you had a moment there with AD at the end. And what can you share about that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, those are, like I say, those are my brothers. I know we're not on the same team now, but I always have contact with them. We went through wars together, and it was just like, it was nice to see everybody. in the end, you know, with AD, we got traded for each other. So from now on, everybody gonna compare us to. But I think he's an amazing player, and I think he's gonna do really good in Dallas.
Luka, you know, you spoke back in February about how it would take time for closure. And you said after this game on the broadcast, it's time to move on. Do you feel like you have closure?
It's a hard question. I mean, for sure it's a little bit more, you know, talking about closure sometimes hard because, like I said, I spend a lot of time here, great moments. But it's, like I said, it's getting more and more, and I got to focus on different things now.
Last one right there. Next. Yep, stripes. Here. Yep.
Luka, ¿qué tal?
Buenas
noches. ¿Cómo se describe una jornada como esta y qué mensaje le mandarías a los aficionados de los Mavs que te extrañan demasiado y que no superan el intercambio? Gracias.
Bueno, lo primero, les echo de menos yo también muchísimo. Como he dicho, he pasado mucho tiempo con ellos, me han aceptado de una manera increíble. Y bueno, lo que he vivido hoy, no hay mucha gente que pueda decir que ha vivido eso y estoy muy agradecido por poder estar aquí 6 años.
Thanks, Luka.
Thank you.
As Luka said,
Austin, can you take us through kind of the emotions of watching Luka watch the video and all of that's going on in the court and kind of what you guys were trying to get across for him and to kind of get us back as the opening tip came?
To be honest with you, I didn't want to look at him because I knew he was going to be emotional as anybody was. I was watching the video basically, you know, the sideline over by Bron, and I was getting, you know, goosebumps, emotional, and I knew if I looked at him it would be more, so I kind of just kept my eyes up, and I think everybody had the same reaction, but for him to go out and have a performance like that, you know, you can tell with, you know, how the stadium reacted, how much he meant to, you know, this community, to this team, and I'm just happy he's on our team now.
So what does it say kind of in the time that you've gotten to know him now that he's able to go through that, the emotions of it, and then go out and, you know, JD described him as a killer, like drop 45, and kind of what kind of confidence does that give you guys moving forward?
We know we got somebody that can go win us a game on any day. Like JJ said, he's a killer. Like, I expected this from him tonight, to be honest with you. You know, that's just who he's been since he's been in the league. Anytime he gets challenged, he responds in a positive way and just continues to get better. And it's, you know, it's really just a beautiful thing to see. If you enjoy basketball, to see somebody dominate the game like he does offensively is really, it's a beautiful thing.
You guys clinched a playoff berth tonight. No play-in tournament this year. You could still get third with another win. Knowing that you have that and Luka Doncic on your team, like, what's kind of the overall team confidence level heading into the postseason right now?
High, very high. We really believe in what we got here. You know, with the way we went and performed the first game against, you know, the best team in the NBA, you know, just shows what we can do. And then even that second game, it's just you know, a back and forth game, a really good game until the Luka ejection, and then it kind of just, you know, took the air out of us, and we didn't respond in the right way. But, you know, with the talent that we have, we obviously have two guys, and Bron and Luka, that, you know, can dominate the game in so many ways. So, you know, if I was a coach, you know, it would be very tough to, you know, prepare for them too. And then with the supporting cast that we have, you know, we got guys that, you know, do the dirty work, shoot the ball extremely well, and then, yeah, it's just we got a good overall team.
Was it a hard thing for you to do to take so much spotlight from Luka on your putback dunk?
I was just surprised myself, to be honest with you. I think if you were watching, anybody could tell with my reaction. His reaction to Bron's reaction was about as clear as mine as the shock was, but stole the moment for a second, then he dominated the game.
Luka Doncic gets the curtain call and is returned to Dallas. We'll hear from Doe on the win coming up. And Dorian's plus-minus factory delivered a game-high plus 29. He's speaking with Mike.
Dorian, obviously you know Luka, better than most of your current teammates. So what was it like for you seeing, him go through that totally understandable emotion and go out and drop 45?
No, well, coming in today, I knew I was going to pass on the ball a lot because, just him being the competitor he is, I knew he was going to come, with a motor mindset to try to, get this win. And it was just, it was emotional, man, seeing him go through that before the game. A lot of people on the team got a little emotional seeing that, and that's why, at the end of the game we started celebrating him. It felt good.
Is that part of, like, a big part of what Luka is in terms of rising to moments, and that you got to know that about him?
That's my kids right there. Yeah, that's who he is, man. I done seen it, seen him hit big shots, seen him playoff games where must wins, and he put on unbelievable performances just like tonight. So, like I said, I'm happy we got the win. Luka's got us going at the beginning, and LeBron took over.
You and Luka have been friends since the beginning of his career. You guys have been tight even when you guys went separate ways. What did tonight mean for you as not just a teammate but a longtime friend to see him get that kind of love, that kind of respect shown to him? Towards
well deserved, man. He, I was in that locker room when we were struggling, I would say tanking to get him, and I seen, the transformation into a winning coach, back to being a winning coach, and that's due to him. Obviously I would say I had a little bit of part of that, but Luka being Luka, man, he brought the excitement back to Dallas.
Tanking. I love the honesty by him every single show.
Yeah, but technically they wasn't tanking because they drafted another dude.
Yeah, that's then traded. All right, Big Shots breakdown.
Yeah, we're going to go to this board and show you what Luka was able to do in this get back to Dallas, sort of say. So right here in this one little pick and roll, you got all this space right here. Now let me get out the way. I'm just kidding. You got this space where you're going to set this pick and roll. Now you got 3 Dallas players up here. What are you going to do? Who are you going to take? Everybody's just bundled up. I'm going to split this and get to the rack. Up. AD, what you think you're going to do? I'm going to go around you to a 3-ball in the corner by RH. RH, what you do? Splash. Waterfall, splash. Now this one, give it from your boy DFS. DFS going to come off this screen. Look, this is the best part. You got all these rim protectors in this game, but Luka don't care. You see that paint place right there? He's going to get in the paint and lay it up. But the most important thing that DFS sees this, I'm going to just stop right here and screen off the defender. You can't block that because you got to go over me and your other teammate. Now, it's almost a deja vu right here. You got a great pick by this guy right here, Gabe. Now what you gonna do? I'm gonna give it to DFS. Set this pick for me again. That's my boy. I'm gonna get there, like pump fake, step through, give it back up. Now let me post this little fella up. You know what? I'm posting up. Sometimes you gotta double team the master, but it's just too late because I'm gonna take this double team to the 3-point line and knock this down from 3. Now this is what Luka do. You might beat me baseline, but I got great hands. I'm gonna poke this loose, and now we're off from the fast break, middle of the post. LeBron said, "Okay, who am I give to? I'm just keep it now. I'm just starting a little fadeaway on you, old teammate." He should have slapped him on the butt, said, "You couldn't get that. You know better than that." Now I get this steal. What do? You get to the middle of the floor. That's why RH get to the middle of the floor. But Luka said, "You know what? Everybody's got me blocked off here. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna give to RH. Here's a dribble, drop. RH in the corner for 3. Great ball movement, great pass. Even though that wasn't a snap pass like we would love to see from Luka, but it did his job. And at the end of the day, it's about getting the job done.
Nice job, Rob. Fans in Dallas all show love to Luka. We show love to Rob for that breakdown. Lakers beat the Mavs by 15 on the road. We'll wrap things up next. The Lakers have 2 games remaining on the schedule as you take a look at the Western Conference standings. And this looks nice, Brez. You see that X right there?
Yeah.
That means the Lakers are in the playoffs for sure. And, man, they're just about to lock up that 3 seed.
Got to win one of the next 2, Geet, to have that home court advantage, have a playoff series here. We're the host in Los Angeles for the first time in 13 years. The bubble doesn't count. They were the top seed there. We're just talking about here in L.A. What a big deal that would be. So you got to win one of the next 2, either Friday here against Houston or Sunday at Portland. That team doesn't care at all, James. They're already out of the playoffs.
Take care of your home court.
Yep.
Get it done as quick as possible.
Especially Houston sitting a lot of guys, Clippers tonight, so they're getting ready to play the Lakers on Friday. Should be a fun one and possibly, Rob, a matchup in the playoffs at some point.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Houston, L.A.?
Yeah.
Rob going to all 7 games. All right, thanks for watching. Lakers.